During his stay, Terry took Charlie on several forays into New Orleans nightlife and music. He found himself excited to be in the birthplace of jazz, with its black musicians making sounds that instinctively touched him. All the city's best jazz performers seemed to be black. He'd never related to the dominant Western musical tradition of following a composer's music precisely. Music, to a Papua New Guinea native, had to follow emotion or feeling, and was always dominated by improvisation. During the daytime, the two friends toured the city's sights, which included several monuments dating back to the Civil War era. Confederate heroes and champions of slavery were much in evidence. Feelings for those days and opposition to the Union were clearly still strong. Confederate flags flew everywhere. On Charlie's third day in the city, Terry's sister Sylvia and his girlfriend Mary accompanied the two men for an evening out together. Sylvia had taken a shine to her brother's new friend. She'd been captivated by his accounts of Papua New Guinea and his exploits. They went to one of the many venues renowned for its jazz. At the end of a great session, the group went to eat in a small, intimate Greek restaurant, and Sylvia sat close to Charlie. Terry's father had instructed his son to pay for everything. He realized Charlie was of limited means, and Southern hospitality insisted anyway. Although the evening started as a foursome, the group quickly became two couples. As they strolled back to Terry's parked car, Sylvia slipped her hand into Charlie's. He did not resist, becoming used to American girls often taking the lead, in a way alien to a young, unmarried Papuan girl. 4 white men on the opposite side of the street were staring. "Hey, nigger, and you, white bitch," came the shout as they crossed the street. Terry said, "Let's get out of here," but it was too late. The men were already upon them and standing menacingly in their path. Charlie felt a sense of déjà vu as the attack on him and Maria flashed through his mind. The aggressive body language of the men in front of them clearly signalled an attack. "Nigger, you're going to get a beating you ain't going to forget, if you ever wake up, that is," snarled the same one who'd shouted across the street and seemed to be the leader. "And bitch, you are going to regret letting the nigger touch you." About the same height as Charlie, the man carried around 50 pounds more weight, although most of it looked like beer gut. The 3 others were not dissimilar, and seemed to follow his threatening pose, arms hanging at their sides, with clenched fists. Terry was of slight build, and although squaring up with Charlie, did not look a particular match for their aggressors. "These guys are just a bunch of idiots, Charlie. Let's make them regret this," he said somewhat unconvincingly. Although he'd never expected to put his lessons into practice, Charlie had been an apt pupil of his unarmed combat tutor in Austerlitz. The words of ex-Marine Sergeant Owen came to him. "Sometimes it's better to run than fight, but if you need to, take the fight to the enemy, and defend by attacking." There was nowhere to run. Charlie also remembered his tutor's words in the Austerlitz gym. "Keep moving, keep moving." The girls stood by their men. "Run, ladies," said Terry. "Go back inside the restaurant. Use their phone and call the police." Before the girls could run, one of the men moved to grab Sylvia. This put him within kicking distance of Charlie, who did just that, delivering his hardest to the assailant's crutch. The man went down, gasping, doubled with pain. Sergeant Owen would have been proud. The normally mild Charlie was now enraged. He was facing an attack by the Hulwari on the Tory, trying to kill them and steal their women. Tribal honour was at stake. He would be merciless and fight to the death.